Hey folks, it's Tom at FrugalPrepper. So I'm going to make my salad dressing that's keto. And I don't have any refined seed oils on keto. So a lot of your store-bought salad dressings, ranch and stuff, they'll have soy, different types of gluten, wheat, monosodium glutamates, seed oils like soybean oils and stuff in them. They're just not good for you. And so I'm eating salad now. I'm no longer a pure carnivore. But I like to make my salad dressing as clean as possible. And I really like ranch dressing, but again, all of the ranch dressing mixes have all kinds of soy and stuff in them, so I don't do that. So what I do is I make an avocado-based mayonnaise, and then I add some of this green tomato relish and some of this milk. This green tomato relish has peppers, green tomatoes, dill seeds, and some onions and some green tomatoes in it. I always make this at the end of the season when I have green tomatoes left, but they don't have time to ripen. I pick them and I make this. I'll use the rest of this jar in there, but usually roughly a half a jar or so of this will get mixed in, and then I'll put some milk in it to help thin it out. I use the avocado oil for my mayonnaise. Yes, it's a little higher in omega-6s, but not nearly as high as like a soybean or vegetable oil, that kind of stuff. So I just like the avocado oil taste, but you can use ghee, tallow, rendered duck fat, anything you want, but just be aware it'll make it thicker, so you'll probably have to add more milk to thin that out. So I have a couple of eggs. These are pasture-raised eggs, but you can use any eggs that you want to use. I'm going to put some garlic powder and some onion powder, some Redmond's real salt, and some mustard in there. So we'll start by just taking these two eggs and taking mostly just the yolk out. So what we're going to do is just take a crack these and just take, so you're mostly just getting the yolk there. Crack this one. I'll do the same thing with that one. It's mostly getting the yolk. It's okay if there's a little white left in there, and you can make it with the whites too. It'll work fine if you leave the whites in there. Some people like that better. Some people just like the yolks like I do. So now I'm going to put some mustard powder in here, and we're just going to open this up and do a little splash of mustard powder. And our garlic powder, I like garlic, so I'm going to go kind of heavy on this. But you know, just do it to taste. Onion powder, we'll do quite a bit of that too. If we can get it. And sometimes the onion powder gets a little stuck together. Yeah, it's stuck all right. We'll open up the other side of it. That's good enough. And now we'll put our Redmond salt in. And sometimes I have to just tap it to get it going because it doesn't have the anti-caking agents. And I put quite a bit of that in there, you know. And then we'll add our vinegar. For our vinegar, I mean, it's not an exact amount, but it's just a little tiny bit. That's probably more than enough, okay? And now we'll add just a tiniest little bit of water, just a drop. Here, I'm going to use the sink and just add a little drop of water. Just like that, okay? And that water just helps the emulsion to build. So what you want to do first is take and mix this with a stick blender. This is just a cheap one I got on Amazon. My old one from Walmart finally burned out, so I got this one off of Amazon. But we're just gonna try and mix that together. And then we're going to pour a little bit of this oil in here. Now this is 1 cup of avocado oil. So just measure out 1 cup. I get the cheapest stuff I can find on Amazon is the Amazon branded stuff is what I use. And we'll just pour a little bit of this in here first. Like so. And we'll mix that together. And it's important to start slow because this is how your emulsion starts. You want your emulsion to start and get good and emulsified. And now you can start to add a little bit faster. And we'll just add the rest of this oil in. And now we'll mix that in. Just keep it moving up and down. And now we have a really good thick mayonnaise, as you can see here. Really good, nice thick mayonnaise. And you can use a rubber spatula to clean off the end of that thing and just use it as mayonnaise if you want to. I do make this mayonnaise and use it. But now I want to turn it into my dressing. So the first thing I'm going to do is just add this. And we'll just add the rest of this jar. And I'll put a link to a video where you can make this down below. Now, the video does call for sugar to be added. And I added Splenda to this, and only about half as much as it called for. So it's not as sweet, and it's using Splenda, which is, you know, still has some impact on your blood sugar, but not as bad as real sugar. But it gives it a little sweetness. And we'll go ahead and mix this in. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add milk to the rest of this. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of fill it up to about right here or so with milk. Right there. So now we're just going to carefully go. Now we'll just take our rubber spatula and kind of clean as much of this off as we can. Yeah, like so. It won't be perfect, but it'll get enough of it off to make it, you know, so you're not wasting a bunch. Just hit and clean that up as good as possible. And we'll take and give it a wipe under here. Get some of that out. There we go. So now we just have to, that's pretty good. Now, I'll just take and top this off with milk. Now that I got the thing out of there. Top it off with a little milk. And take my spoon and just kind of mix that milk in there real good. And we have a really good salad dressing that we can keep in the fridge. And just put that over our salad as we like it. And don't worry, I washed my hands before I started, but I'm the only one that eats this, so it don't matter if I get some saliva in it. But this makes a really good salad dressing that you can pour over your salad and have it. So that's how I make my keto salad dressing. This is enough for 4 or 5 salads, big salads for me. And I just make it every so often. So that's how I do it. I'll talk to y'all later. It's Tom, your Frugal Prepper. I'll just show you real quick how I make my salad. Again, the keto is possible. I start with some Dole American blend. Now, this is iceberg lettuce. I know that some people like romaine and like dark leafy spinach and arugula and all that stuff. I don't eat that. It's just higher in oxalates. Iceberg gives me plenty of fiber, which is what I need because I'm on a medication that causes some constipation. And this gives me some good cabbage in here too, and a few little pieces of carrot. That's enough. So, and this gives me some radishes too. All nice and low carb. We'll put a little more on there. But any of the brands, this is Dole, which actually comes from my hometown, Springfield, Ohio. Is where they make the Dole lettuce. But you can use the Walmart or the Kroger brands or whatever. So we'll put that on there, and then we'll get some peppers. I have some peppers here, all cut up and ready. Put a few of these peppers on. Another one on there. And some of these are kind of big pieces and need broken up. We'll do that. We'll go ahead and put us some mushrooms on. I have some mushrooms here. And we'll just put a few of those on there. Okay. And we'll put some cucumbers on there. Yep. That's good. And I'll put some cherry tomatoes on there. I need to get some more cherry tomatoes. I'm running out. But we'll go ahead and do 4 of them here. And what I like to do a lot of times, cut these in half. So I'll take and just cut these in half. They're just easier to stick the fork on them that way. Put those on there. Okay, now I'm going to do my ham and the egg. I'll be right back. I got to get that out of the fridge. Alright, so I have my hard-boiled egg here. We'll just chop that up a little. Put some pieces of that on here. I'll cut that in half one more time. There we go. We'll put the ham on. Nice generous helping of ham. I like the ham. And you could do bacon on this too as well. Sometimes I do cook up some bacon and crumble it up over the top, but I'm just in a hurry today, so I'm not going to do that. And then I'm going to get my cheese. We'll put our cheese on it. I just have some sharp cheddar cheese. Now, this shredded cheese has color added, and it has potato starch, tapioca starch, dextrose in it but they're very low percentages. But you may want to get the block cheese and just grate this yourself. Would be a better option. I'm just too lazy, so I do use shredded cheese, and they put those starches on there, just a light coating of them to help keep it from sticking together in the bag. Now I'll put a nice helping of cheese on there, and now we'll get our dressing. Put that on. Almost forgot to put the onions on there. I just get these pre-chopped onions from Walmart or wherever and put some of those down on there, but you can chop up an onion if you like onion and put that on there as well. I really like onions. Put those on, and now we'll get our dressing. So here's my ranch dressing. I just get a spoon and I take this out and just kind of pour some on here. There we go. And plenty of dressing. It soaks in there real nice. And, you know, we'll just mix that around with our fork and eat her up. But that's my salad. It's a nice big salad, and I eat that to get my fiber so that I can become unconstipated on this new medication that I'm on. So that's what I do. I'll talk to y'all later. It's Tom, Frugal Prepper.